There was an interview a few weeks ago, or I think actually right around election night, or maybe the day after, you said, this is the night that data has died.
Yeah, it was a tweet, actually, which is, I think, appropriate to comment on data. Do it by Twitter.
Now, has data died, or did data just discover a family data didn't know about?
You know, this is an interesting kind of case study of Twitter. That thing was repeated like 1,000 times. It kind of got a life of its own. And people were misconstruing it a little bit because I was talking about data in the narrow term that political consultants talk about data, because I was talking to my peers. Data is how we refer to as data is what we use to describe polling data and other what we call voter data. So I meant this was the night that all the polling indicators that had always been more or less true in the past, or at least far more often right than wrong, turned out to be wrong. And what happened was the wider community of political scientists and empiricists and other people who deal with data said, no, wait a minute, data's not dead, it's just incorrectly used, blah, blah, blah. I was using the political shorthand for polling. So it was, I think, I haven't answered some of the people who are tweeting back because I get their point. But data as the political shorthand, the lexicon for polling, was the night the polling was all mostly wrong, including the exit polling.
But polling has bounced back. I mean, Dewey beats Trump 1948. So
I'm long data. What I said in that tweet, and you can look it up at Murphy Mike, was for 30 years I've worked with data, and tonight was the night data died. And what I meant to say, and I thought I said, and people in the 300 people I care about in national politics who know this stuff know what I was saying was, wow, the polling was really wrong, and for 30 years it's been right. Now, what does that make me think about tomorrow morning? It'll be more right than wrong. We can get better at it, though. It is much harder to do public opinion polling the way we used to, which is telephone-based interviews, because of cell phones and because of completion rate problems, particularly among some demography segments and cohorts that are hard to get. Now, the other thing I was getting at, without meaning to get too laborious here, but it's an important issue within the community I operate in, is there's been a schism for a while between the traditional data consumers who are heavily based on public opinion research that's more traditional, and the data analytics folks in campaigns who, and I'm being a little unfair to them, but not too unfair, have often been a lot of folks who say, you idiots of your polling don't know anything, you old guys, you don't get it. Wait a minute, I got to Snapchat somebody. Okay, let me get back to the conversation. You old guys don't get it. We don't really need your traditional polling. We have data analytics. Which is more of a CRM model where you know your voter very well and you kind of track them through the process. It is a highly credible rumor now that the Clinton people turned off their traditional polling in Wisconsin, Michigan, and even Pennsylvania a few weeks out because they were so confident of their analytics, which proved to be essentially wrong. So I was also kind of slapping back at the data analytic crowd, which have become, instead of an extremely important tool that I use myself, a bit of a religion, which is a mistake.